Good morning, and welcome to another episode of Exit Strategies Radio Show. I am your host, Corwin J. Millett, broker and owner of Exit Realty Low Country Group in beautiful North Charleston, South Carolina. If this is your first time listening to this show, you, sir or ma'am, are in for a treat because our mission here is very simple. That is to empower our community through financial literacy and real estate education. We're legacy building. That is what we do. So if you're out there making things happen with your family for the generations yet to come, our word teaches us to leave a legacy, to leave an inheritance for our children, and so forth and so on. We want you to put a hashtag on that thing that says that you are legacy building, because that is what you are doing. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, Anchor FM. You can also find us on Instagram at our website, exitstrategiesradioshow.com. You can catch us in a number of different places on your favorite podcast applications. We appreciate you listening. Please share this content with your friends, your family, your coworkers, even those in your groups, your church groups, etc., guys, because sometimes the message and the word that we are speaking here today is for you. Sometimes it is for someone else that you know. Again, we appreciate you listening. Let's get started. Good morning, guys. Good morning, and good morning to you. Welcome to another episode of Exit Strategies Radio Show. That is me, am Corwin J. Millett, broker and owner of Exit Realty Group. Yes, Low Country Group in beautiful North Charleston, South Carolina. Hey, as our intro says, hey, if you are just tuning into this show for the first time, guys, you are in for a blast. Our mission here, as you all know, and y'all need to say it with me, guys, that is to empower our community through financial literacy and real estate education, guys. We are legacy building. Now, look, social media, all that stuff, we done said all that, but I want to remind you to check us out. YouTube channel is being reconstructed, but tune in, Exit Strategies Radio Show. Go to exitstrategiesradioshow.com. Guys, our website is up. Our episodes are posted. Guys, we're going to be working on some extra special gifts and all that stuff here real soon. So I want y'all to keep checking our website out for more information about upcoming contests, etc. I want you also to go to this station. You listen to WJNI, you listen online. I want you to go click where it says podcast. Find our episodes there as well, guys. We are a lot of places. Hey, if you listen to podcasts on Google or Apple or any other service, I want you to search Exit Strategies Radio Show, because we're there too. So please make sure that you tune in, that you listen. As I always say, sometimes what we're talking about here today is a word and a message for you. And sometimes it is a word and a message for somebody that you know. Now, look, guys, look here. I just want y'all to know that I am among the privileged. Look here. They say that, look here, every now and again, you will find favor. And look here, I think that I may have found favor because we have some extra special guests joining us today. All right. So look, I want y'all to pause for a second, wherever you are. If you're in your car, don't slam on no brakes. We don't want no accidents out there on the highway. But if you at home, before you burn the flapjack, I want you to flip it. But right now, I want you to hold tight, because I want to introduce to you two very, very, very special people who are joining us today, guys, from the city of Charleston. So, guys, look here. I've just went to unmute them to let them come on into the show. So I'm going to ask you all again, to be ready to get some good information today. All right. So we want to make sure, and our guests are with us, guys. If you could please unmute yourself. There you go. Just want to let you know, hey, be ready, because this is going to be some very good information. So I want to introduce to you all, guys, Latoya Bates and Miss Florence Peters from the city of Charleston. How you guys doing today?
I'm doing quite well.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Now, look, I just want you all that are listening to us to know that, we had to send the red carpet back because it wasn't right. We had to order a platinum carpet for these guests here today, because we can't have them walking on regular red carpet. Look here, when they step in the room, everybody value go up. You know what I'm saying? So guys, look here. I want y'all to pay attention because we're going to have a real conversation. But before we go too far, Ms. Bates, Ms. Peters, let me have you directly introduce yourself. So Ms. Bates, if you would go first.
Yes, hello, and thank you for having me. I am Latoya Bates with the City of Charleston Housing and Community Development. I am an outreach and finance coordinator, so I do rehabilitation of homes.
Awesomeness. Ms. Peters, can you please back that up? Because I heard her say finance in there. So that means she talking about that money. So can you tell our group what you do?
Thank you for having me, Cohen. I'm Florence Peters, and I am the Housing Development Officer for the City of Charleston. My main role is to manage the city's first-time home buyer program, and I am excited to do what I do. I put people in homes. I work with the city to find land, and we provide financing, home buyer education. We provide the house turnkey. So we hope that you will stay with us so you can find out all how you can find yourself in a brand new home.
So that is phenomenal. So for our listeners, guys, please make sure that you are prepared to make note and take note again for this information that may be for you or for others. So Ms. Bates, I'm going to start with you for our homeowners. Oftentimes, we always focused on this show a lot in general on financing and, budgeting and all that. Well, I say budgeting. I actually use EMP, expense management plan, because people don't like the B word. The budget word scares the dickens out of people. It's ridiculous. But we're always having that conversation. But you just spoke and said in there about the programs that you administer. So if you don't mind, let's kind of take a dive, if you don't mind, into what it is, the programs that you offer over there. So if you don't mind, just kind of start rattling them off.
All right, great. So we have 3 programs in the rehabilitation side that have been around since 1975. So we have a substantial rehabilitation program, we have a roof replacement program, and we have a rental rehabilitation program. So in our substantial rehabilitation program, these are homeowners that need repairs for safety and health, repairs for their home that they're not able maybe afford to do the repairs themselves. So HUD gives us funding to assist these homeowners with repairs. And we service low to moderate income families. So for instance, if someone needs an HVAC, which is heating and air, they need plumbing, they need electrical, and they're not able to, come out of pocket, we're able to give certain funding to assist them. There is an application process. In that application process, we do a title search. So they have to have a fee simple title, which is a clear title, no heirs property. We do a credit check, and the credit check, we just check, to make sure the bills are paid, on time within the last 6 months. We get a copy of all of their income, whether that's Social Security, retirement, the last 4 pay stubs, and we get all of their bills. So we do what we call a debt to income ratio.
Okay.
In that, they kind of list, I go out to the home to see what type of repairs are needed. We send the construction team out there to give us an assessment of what it would cost to repair their home. So let's just say they come back with an assessment of $80,000 is what it's going to cost to do this particular home. Okay. Then the city, through government funding, is able to assist with up to $80,000.
Okay.
Formality is the homeowner has to come up with 20%, but we serve low to moderate income families, so we take case by case.
Okay.
If you don't have any funding, we're not going to turn you away. We try to partner with nonprofits to help us to assist.
Oh, let me jump in right here, and so for our listeners, so guys, look here. I know some of y'all sitting there right now. And in your mind, I just had this conversation actually a couple of days ago with a family member that seemed like every time you talk to them, that used to be I don't know if you remember from the Peanuts guys. Remember the little kid that always had the cloud over him? Because in another cartoon, it was Bad Luck Slap Rock, but that was the Flintstones. It was Bad Luck Slap Rock. But there was this guy, the Peanuts kid, that always had the dark cloud over him, like always dirty and all that stuff. And sometimes, people just have that natural tendency to want to just look for the negative and try to scrutinize. So, Ms. Bates, a couple of things that you talked about. You spoke about about credit score. You guys check credit. So a question that I'm pretty sure a listener has, is there a particular credit score that the homeowner has to have?
No.
Look at that. Look at you just blew that out the water. Okay. So look here. Y'all just want to know what's going on there, but y'all don't care what it is. Oh,
Absolutely.
man, that's great. That's great. So I'm gonna hit you with another one. So you actually were answering the question. So that whole thing about the 20%, because I look here, in my mind's eye, I just saw somebody looking at the radio and they was stopped because they was like, baby, I need a new roof on this house. And then when you said 20%, they said, oh, I ain't got that. They don't suck their teeth and everything and turn away. So for that person, you just said that you guys partner with nonprofits as well.
Yes, we do.
How does that work?
So this is for the substantial program, which is different from the roof and the rental rehabilitation program. So the substantial program, if it's $80,000 and that homeowner says, I don't have any money at all, sometimes we may refer them to a nonprofit, and then we may partner some funding with that nonprofit to assist. So our whole idea is we serve a lot of seniors. We want people to age in place, and we know repairs can be cost burden. So we're trying to help and facilitate that so we can help as much as possible.
And that's huge. That's a conversation that we've had on air a couple of times, and we're actually looking to bring some guests here real soon to talk a little bit deeper and more in depth, if you will, about helping others or helping our seniors age in place. So that substantial program is really, as you said, kind of designed to help facilitate those types of situations.
Yes, sir. And there is an income guideline. So you can be one person and make up to $69,000 and still qualify for any of our programs.
That's huge.
Yes.
Okay. Now, when people hear City of Charleston, they think about City of Charleston proper, meaning just downtown, right? City of Charleston actually encompasses West Ashley as well.
Yes, West Ashley, James Island, Johns Island, and even Daniels Island.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's interesting. Real interesting. That's a lot of territory right there. Look here, you automatically have me in my head calculating, hold on, who I know over there on Day Island, we can help get some of this money and get some house fixed up or something there. Mm-hmm. Now, if you don't mind, I don't want to because we're quickly coming up on our break. So if you don't mind, real quick, tell their listeners how they can get in contact with you before we go into this first break.
They can always reach me at 843-724-7348. You can also reach me by email at Bates, BATESL, at charleston-sc.gov. And I'm available by email or phone anytime.
Awesomeness. So for our listeners, guys, look, we're going to pick back up after the break with Ms. Bates and talk a little bit more about these programs, but I want to make sure that you guys knew where to reach her. So if you are like, okay, wait a minute, let me write this down, I got a moment now, you're able to catch that. So guys, we always bring you the real deal here at Exit Realty and at Exit Strategies Radio Show. So we want you to stay tuned, flip that flapjack, guys. And as I always say, if y'all got some of that cane patch or your mama got some, y'all better holler at your boy because I'm still looking. Flip it and we'll be right back. We appreciate you. Hold tight.
Handling probate is never easy. No matter your role in the probate process, the Exit Realty Low Country Group can help. Simply log on to yourprobateguide.com and start getting the answers to your probate questions. Selling your loved one's home can be an emotionally challenging process, from sorting through their personal belongings to finalizing the sale at the closing table. Make the process easier by surrounding yourself with the empathetic and helpful professionals from the Exit Realty Low Country Group. Secure your consultation by visiting yourprobateguide.com. Other than an attorney, your greatest resources are real estate professionals that understand the intricacies of probate property sales. When it's time for next steps and to learn the market, let the probate experts from Exit Realty Low Country Group educate you. It's as easy as a visit to yourprobateguide.com to save you time, money, and headaches during the transaction. Through every phase of the probate process, Exit Realty Low Country Group is here to help you get the terms you and your family want and need. Learn more today at yourprobateguide.com.
And we are back, guys. Second segment, Exit Strategies Radio Show. As always, I am your host. That is me, Forward J. Millette, broker and owner of Exit Realty, Low Country Roof, and beautiful, working on that. Lord, that was rough right there. North Charleston, South Carolina. Hey, look, we've been having a blast today on this here show, and we thank you so much for staying with us. We have had the pleasure, I mean the absolute pleasure to have with us Ms. Bates and Ms. Peters from the city of Charleston. And we're going to allow them to reintroduce themselves to you here in a moment. But we're talking about two things today. All right. We're going to touch on a little bit. We're going to carry you guys over because, guys, we got some information here for you. So I think we're going to have a part two to today's show now. I think we're really going to have to do that. But I'm going to let them introduce themselves to you right here. So look here. Last time Ms. Bates went first, but look here. Hold on. I need a drum roll. I need a whole orchestra and band to get right, because we're going to start with Ms. Peters this time. If you don't mind, Ms. Peters, please introduce yourself to our listeners.
Hi again, once again. I'm Florence Peters, and I am the Housing Development Officer for the City of Charleston. I manage the city's first-time homebuyer program, and I have enjoyed doing that for the past 15 years.
So look here, 15? Man.
15.
That's a right long time right there. That's what I'm talking about. So, Ms. Bates, if you don't mind, go ahead.
Yes, hi, I'm Latoya Bates. I'm with the City of Charleston, Housing and Community Development. I am the Outreach and Finance Coordinator. So I facilitate rehabilitation of homes that are owned by people that need repairs.
So look here, to our listeners, look here. Last time, the first segment, I led with the money. This time, I quote unquote ended with it. Because look here, I don't know if y'all heard Ms. Bates when she said finance. I can't look here. Look here, fine and ants, them syllables right there, we like them two together. Finance, we like the money. We like to make sure we understand how that stuff they work and what it's going to do. So before the break, guys, we were having a conversation, and Ms. Bates was sharing what she does as far as rehab loans. So she has multiple programs under that auspice, under that umbrella. So we want to jump right back in with that as far as the conversation. And please bear with us, guys. So we're having a blast over here because I'm excited for you all to be able to get this information, because no matter where you are, if you live in Charleston vicinity, this information is useful because these kind of programs exist. So they give people hope as to what they could accomplish, even if this doesn't meet what you need today. Somebody, this meets a need they have at this moment, and you'll be able to share this information to them and assist them. All right. So, Ms. Bates, now you also talked about, quote unquote, the roof replacement program, correct?
Yes.
So if you don't mind, share with our listeners how that works.
Okay, so we do have a roof replacement program, someone that's in need of a roof. It is our application process, as I mentioned earlier, the same process that we do for the substantial rehabilitations, where we do a title search, a credit check, things like that. Once I get the information, I pre-qualify you based on your income, which is, you can be one person and make $69,000 and still qualify. We send the construction team out. They give me an estimate. Let's just say, for example, a roof costs $10,000. Then the city would pay half through government funding, through HUD. The other half we finance for you in a monthly payment. Those payments are very, very low. If you're 62 and over, it's 0% interest. If you're under 62, it's 3%. Those payments average about $35 to $69 a month. We stretch it out over 10 years to make it affordable. And in some cases, some homeowners, we didn't even charge them for a roof. We just did the roof based on their income.
Wow, that's huge. People always have this, I can't even describe it. I'm oftentimes find myself in conversations just about how people are today. Reality, we ain't never seen that like this before. And every day brings another, we ain't never seen that like this before. And, obviously this conversation about government and, what government is doing, but it's good to know that there are programs that exist to help people, but it's tucked behind all the other politics we see on the front end. And this ain't the show. We don't do all that politic talk here. Whatever belief is, hey, we all entitled to our opinions, our beliefs, our feelings, etc. And we get past that. So we always encourage our listeners past that to see the reality. And the reality is that programs like this exist to help the community. They exist to empower the community. Helping someone age in place is helpful, assist them with their life expectancy. People that get displaced, we know through statistics and data, they give up. I'm having this personal conversation at times, at home, look here, people trying to give up the ghost, what I'm saying? Look here, because you move like, wait a minute, they ready to give up the ghost, they're ready to lay down and be done, calling for them to come pick them up. That's what they do. That's what old people do. And I say old people, but older people, our older population, that's what they do. They get so tied to their home that if they have to be relocated for safety reasons or what have you, then they can't see their way past that. And oftentimes, spiritually, emotionally, they just, they aspire. And we don't want that. We want to help to empower people. So, I'm looking at some of the program notes, and, this is a forgivable program. So part of the money is forgiven, correct?
Absolutely. So like the example that I use, if it's $10,000 and the homeowner pays $5,000, we forgive the other $5,000 after 10 years. So it is secured by note and mortgage, but once again, it's forgiven after the 5 years, our portion, and then you just pay your portion over the 10-year long term.
So let's kind of, if you don't mind, I ask these questions. And if there's a question I should be asking here, on behalf, if you will, of our listeners that you think we need to be covering, by all means, let's do so. But let's say, for example, someone applies and is granted funds for either a roof replacement or substantial rehab or what have you. Let's say that, 2 years later or a few years, whatever number of years you want to give as an example. I mean, we all got a number of days. You know what I'm saying? We all come with an expiration tag. We just don't know what it is. Somebody else got that. But what I'm getting at is, let's say that, the homeowner passes away. What happens at that point in time?
So usually we ask for a will during the application process. So, we know that homeowner's wishes. So if that homeowner passed away, as long as someone stays in that particular home, the mortgage would just stay in place. In some cases, if they sell the home, they just have to pay us back the remainder. So it's a depreciated value. The remainder of what's left on that particular mortgage. So if we gave an $80,000, they passed away 20 years later and it was a 20-year mortgage. They passed away 19 years and it was a 20-year mortgage, and they just pay the depreciated value of that $80,000, which may only be a couple $1,000.
Wow.
But if someone chooses to stay in that home, then that mortgage just continues.
Wow, that is impressive. So, wow, the whole will piece. So you say you request or ask, are you advising or requiring them to have a will, or put a will in place?
We do, only because, and we partner with sometimes the Center for Heirs Property.
Yep.
We'll send them over there as well, because for seniors, they sometimes do wills for less than $50 if they even charge them. Okay. So we do require it just so we know what their wishes are. And, hate to say if something happened in the middle of the project, we need to know who we need to speak to.
That's fair. That's very fair. That is, I was just having a conversation with a group of gentlemen that all represent essentially, heir situation. And I essentially got a representative from, if you will, each part of the family. So, I have these gentlemen, we in process on some stuff, and we get together periodically to discuss what we got going on. And, today was when I met with them. I actually had this conversation about we got to do a better job of getting to the front of the line. As professionals, we know on the back end the outcome of not having a will in place when mama, daddy, granddaddy, grandma, whoever it is, passes away. We know that on the professional side from the back of the bus, so to speak. At the front of the bus, where all the people are that need to set these things in place, they're not doing it. Either they don't have the education, or they have such fear of the myths and all that stuff that's out there, about these processes that scare people out of doing what is necessary. We got to do a better job of that. We really suffer, unfortunately, in some of our community. You take that how you will, but some of our community really suffers and we don't take care, quote unquote, of the business. There's a business in death. Right. So that's interesting to know that you guys actually, hey, look, you need to do this because we need to make sure this is all mapped and lined out so that people know. And I think more people should have that conversation with their children. Hey, look, I ain't going to be here forever. I don't know where my expiration tag is, but it's somewhere or another. And when that happens, X, Y, and Z. That is impressive. So are there any other programs that you have in there kind of buried in some of that stuff between the rehabilitation and the roof replacement program?
Yeah, so we have a rental rehabilitation where we provide a $20,000 subsidy per unit to assist property owners with the cost to renovate their property. And when they actually do that, then they will actually rent it to low to moderate income families. Whoa. So they have to provide us copies of plans from an architect. They have to commitment letter from a bank providing funding for the project, copy of 3 construction cost estimates, and then we will provide a subsidy of $20,000 to assist.
Wow. So we are up at, quote unquote, the marker, if you will, guys, of part 1 of these conversations with Ms. Bates and Ms. Peters from the city of Charleston. I'm here in beautiful old South Carolina. Guys, I want you guys to hold tight for us. Most importantly, I want you to tune back in next week as we pick up this conversation right where we are and move it forward with, hey, if you own a property in the city of Charleston as a rental, or you're going to turn into a rental, there may be funds that may be available to help you if you in turn help someone else. So I want you guys to kind of put a tag right there, hold tight for us again, and pick us up on next week, guys, as we continue this conversation with Ms. Bates and Ms. Peters from the city of Charleston.
Guys, that was a great show today, and we thank you so much for taking the time to listen to Exit Strategies Radio Show. My name is Corwin J. Millett. Yes, that is me. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for tuning in for today's episode. Exit Strategies is my baby. It is how I give back to our community. It is how I foster goodwill, spread good news, and trustfully help you get great results. Guys, as I always say to you, I love you, I love you, I love you. And we're going to see you guys out there in the streets.